Hey, hi. I have not streamed for 2 weeks. How's everyone? How's everyone doing today? Hi, everyone. Welcome in. We're continuing the Pandemonium raids, finally, today. Hi, welcome in. I'm Annie. Oh boy. It's been 2 weeks, and I really need to refresh myself on what happened with the Pandemonium raids because it's just been so long. We did the Pandemonium raids, and then I did another stream where we did Tataru's Grand Endeavor. So it's been a while. Like the last time I streamed was on February 13th, I believe, and that was the Tataru's Grand Endeavor questline. So I think it was like a week before, on the 6th, that we did the Pandemonium raids, or the 10th, I think. Hi, Ellie. Welcome in. How are you today? I'm on Aether Sarg. Makes it much easier for friends to want to party up and help me do the second tier, second and third tier today for these raids. Yeah, how you doing today? Welcome in. We're in Charlian, and we're going to be kind of refreshing a little bit before we go into Aporia and start the quest line there. So I have a broad sense of what the story is about, but I feel like I think I should probably refresh myself. We did head back to Elpis, and we did meet Themis, and we also met Erich, who is La Habrea's son. You're playing Pokemon Fire Red. You're happy. Yay, congrats. That's on the Switch, right? Like, it was finally released on the Switch, I think. Hey, Amika, welcome in. How are you today? Let's actually get started on that. And kind of refresh ourselves a bit. More pandaing, yes. Car maintenance thing yesterday was very expensive. I'm not very happy about that. I'm sorry to hear that. Where are the... Oh, there it is. Pandemonium. Okay. I'm just gonna, like, breeze through these. Yeah, we met Claudian. Nemgigi. They discovered a crystal, one of the soul crystals. And the message on the crystal said that, please come to Pandemonium, please come to Elpis. Return to the past, seek the one to whom the crystal once belonged. Yeah, we used the ocular, went back to the first. As a youth with striking features, lying on the ground as if he had been knocked down by some unknown force. How odd. We were the unknown force. His demeanor suggests that he's eager to make your acquaintance. Themis explains he's been tasked with finding out what has happened within Pandaemonium, a facility which houses a menagerie of dangerous creations used for research purposes. Several days ago, a regular Aether was detected in its vicinity. Error communication ceased entirely. For the moment, at least, it seems that your goals align. Okay. Hippocampus is back in feathers. Themis worries about the warders. Yeah, so it's basically like a research like captive facility. Like the people who tend the facility are also like trapped in there. I think some of them also turned as well. Like some of the creations got loose. We did rescue Erich, who revealed himself to be La Habrea's son. Or the man who works in the La Habrea office. Let's see. Hippocampus is back in feathers. Themis remains worried about the other warders. Erich suggests that they may have found safe haven within the aid of Hesperos, keyword of Aspodalos. Fly to the innermost circle. Okay, so Hesperos is like the next level below Aspodalos. Reveals the path to be blocked by the Phoenix, which I remember, which was the third fight. A bird of fulgent flame created in a failed attempt to give life to the sort of Phoenix with which you're more intimately familiar. When you set forth sail into battle, however, the corridor around you warps into a scorched wasteland. He managed to brave the Phoenix's flames long enough to allow Themis and Erich to enter it. The identity of whoever arranged this conflict goes unspoken. It must be confronted ere you venture further into Asmodeus. That's kind of interesting. I feel like there's kind of some text here that's missing. Like, I would have assumed the journal here would have told us about us meeting Erich, but here it just goes into like the third fight. Yeah, this is the introduction to, it feels like there's like a section missing here. But alright. The hand at work in Asmodeus reveals himself as last, as Hesperos descends from the skies to berate Erich for his foolishness and claims himself a Hemitheos, a powerful fusion of man and creation, declaring that he shall win the adulation of La Habrea with this form. He then attempts to bind you in an arcane chains, though Themis acts quickly enough to dispel the magic and spirit the three of you away. While Hesperos has not followed you, this incident does not bode well for the future of your investigation. The three of you are safe for now, but the other warders are still missing, and deadly creations have reigned free of Pandaemonium. Furthermore, Erich seems to be reeling from the revelation that his once kindly keyword is the wicked force at work within Asmodeus. Themis believes he should be given space for now, but recognizes that time is not in your favor. Oops. Themis respects that Erich may need space after recent events. He's also eager to get the investigation back on track. He suggests lending an ear to Erich's troubles, hoping to give the warder a chance to air his doubts and misgivings. If it's not here, it's probably not important, right? I mean, meeting La Habrea's son's kind of a big deal, but I don't know. I just found that a little bit weird, to be honest. Erich reveals his fraught past with La Habrea, his father. Although the jailer learned the art of shackles from said man, there's little else connecting father and son when Erich's mother, previous chief warden of Pandaemonium, passed away. La Habrea assumed her position with charismatic stoicism, although there's surely more to the story. Erich changed the subject to Hesperos in the battle ahead. After some discussion, you decide that he should be tracked down with the utmost haste and sealed away with the interment magics. That he must be questioned and his motives made clear, although Hesperos' mastery of creation magics means that you must face him in an unfavorable battle. Hope ever remains in your heart. Hesperos throws every devious trick he can, along with no small amount of theatrics, and you and your band of elusive heroes, but eventually he falls before your combined might. All that remains is to inter him with the selfsame magic he once held dominion over. Your hopes to detain Hesperos for questioning are thwarted when he brings an end to his own life, his essence and secrets returning to the star. While this leaves many questions unanswered, Erich is eager to begin rescuing his colleagues and the subjects he is charged with safekeeping. Themis takes control of Asmodeus, but as he does, he senses a presence from deeper within the facility. No sooner does he inform you of this discovery that a ward appears to block your way forward. Stymied, Themis suggests withdrawing for now. He may better gauge his new threat. With room to think, Themis concludes that Hesperos was not the one behind the chaos in Pandaemonium. It suggests the true mastermind is hiding deeper underground. To progress further, he must find a way to surpass the obstruction blocking the entrance to Abyssos, a feat which may take some time. Themis and Erich encourage you to rest until you're needed once more. Perhaps in the meantime, return you to Aporia to appraise the professor of your exploits. Claudian listens to your report on the events of Elpis with both interest and growing concern. He seems convinced that your success in the past is crucial to maintaining the present, and assures you that this team will devote every effort to aid you. You return the crystal to him so they continue their research into its origins, as your allies in the past have also done. He suggests you catch some well-earned rest until further developments occur. Alrighty. Sorry, I keep going back. Let's see. Is there any cutscenes I could watch? Let's see what this is. I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna get some water after reading that. Also, this is the Castlevania raid, apparently. We beat Dracula. My end shall be on my terms. Oh yeah, there was a new Pokemon reveal today. Oh, let's not reveal it just yet today, just for people who don't want to be spoiled by it. I die with dignity. Ugh, this music too, by the way. MSQ83, the Xenos Tower of Babel, I hate it. How did your ambition lead you astray, Hesperus? You're better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandaemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? You would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. Your Caterpie evolved into Metapod. Congrats. He became so blinded by his own desires he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. He failed to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. His infatuation with your father was his undoing. He was jealous that fate had chosen you and not him to be La Habrea's son. So terrible that his jealousy did become that he saw verboten power. Power that La Habrea would be unable to ignore. As a pursuit for respect warps one's heart so, as infatuation with one person turned into contempt for everyone else. I never heard of such a thing. Happens, but doesn't mean it's right. I see. I admit, I cannot but find it vexing. Perhaps that signifies naught but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times. A person you trust to guide you true. What it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. We spend enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other wardens and round up the remaining creations forthwith. That, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now's the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? Can you really do that? What is this presence? Erich, what lies beyond that threshold? It's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyssos. And we're gonna find out what's down there. Warding sigil? How? Turn to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. This random dude they sent to investigate seems quite capable for a random dude. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. I am really curious about his story. Like, I have my main overall theory about who Themis is, but how is this going to be the story that kind of explains, like, his descent to becoming Zodiark's heart, perhaps? Don't answer that, please. He did reveal himself to be very close to Azem, the descendant, the successor of Vanna. Can I go to Labyrinthos? Yeah. We'll just fly there, because yeah, so far this raid series, I'll be honest, has not really like hooked me in just yet. Like, the raids are fun, like I'm always open for new content, but like the story so far, it seems a little like slow in a sense. Like, there's really not been one serious moment aside from like Themis and like Eric's connection to like La Habrea has really like pulled me in just yet. Like, I've been told like people really like this this raid series, but like as we continue, hopefully like it'll get more interesting for me, I guess. And we'll like see more like awesome like stories and stuff here. I think it's over here. Yeah, it's right there. Like, it hasn't really like pulled me in compared to like, say, Eden or Omega. Alrighty. Hello, Claudienne. We'll talk to you and start a welcome visitor. Claudienne's eyes are brimming with the excitement of discovery. Timea, I made a breakthrough. After uncountable days and nights, I finally hearkened to the crystal's whispers, and I must say, Professor Claudienne, where are your manners? While I understand all too well your enthusiasm, I must remind you that even the most academically inclined prefer a more composed recounting of events. Yes, of course. My apologies, Timea. Being consumed by my research for so long, I'm afraid I've quite forgotten how to engage in civilized conversation. More Ascian lore. Yeah, that's true too, kind of. In that case, perhaps we should start from the beginning. With a crystal set adrift upon the ethereal tides containing the memories of a party yet unknown. In Fire Red, there's not the bonus Premier Ball when buying 10 Pokeballs. I got ripped off. Really? That's kind of like a weird thing to take off. Like, that's kind of like normal for Gen 3 Pokemon games. That's really weird. Like, I know the Game Boy Advance cartridges, the original games do that, but that's just really odd. You burned your tongue? Oh no, I'm sorry. Ah, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that. They cried out for deliverance from Pandaemonium when the ancients kept volatile creations under lock and key. You yourself witnessed the power devouring the facility from within, and the advent of a divine monstrosity wrought a mythic beast and powerful mage. Fortunately, your martial prowess and the combined magical talents of your companions, Themis and Erich, was sufficient to restore order to the circles of Asmodeus, but the greater threat remains. In the depths of Pandaemonium, a presence yet stirs, its intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. That is the issue at hand, is it not? Nod. Since you returned to us, we worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous ethereal signature, which I believe arose from the memories stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggests a fleeting loss or yearning. Specifically, the yearning to be made whole, and indeed, ambient readings have revealed faint but identical signature. This can only mean another such crystal exists in our time. So, my friend, I must depart to search for it forthwith. By tracing the matching ethereal signature to its source, I believe it will be a simple matter of finding our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us, or will Timea grace us with her protection? I'm afraid she has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Rusinaud. Seek out the secrets which lie nested within Pandaemonium. This all began. From all that we heard, it appears that time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can but travel in predetermined intervals. It would be prudent to check in on occasion, in case there are any unanticipated changes. As for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. You can't mean you intend to search for the crystal on your own. Why yes, that would be the most efficient use of resources, would it not? In fact, I've already commissioned a ship and pilot for that very purpose. I trust you to take good care of the laboratory in my absence. The man's just gonna go down to the ethereal sea like it's a trip to, like, Cancun or something. I apologize for that somewhat abrupt departure. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudian tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, he's been worse than usual. One cannot fault him for his excitement. I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. For reasons unknown, the crystal seems to be loath to be overheard, much as it only spoke to you last time. None but the professor had been able to capture its ethereal yearning, which has served only to convince him that he can solve this puzzle on his own. Surely after some time alone he'll come to remember how valuable we are. The search for the crystal seemed to be simple enough matter. Let him have his adventure, and upon his return I'm certain he'll be back to his usual self. As for you, Timea, it may be best to return to Pandaemonium, as Professor Claudian suggested. Speaking of which, I did have a request of my own to make. Traveling to Pandaemonium requires you to pass through Elpis, correct? There is something I'd have you investigate in my stead. While those creations confined within Pandaemonium are considered to be failures, I doubt that's her whole story. Barring exceptional cases, they must have been under observation in Elpis before being consigned to their shackles. And if we knew anything about the ancients, is that they would have kept the records of the results. Brilliant. Delving into these records may shed light on creatures Timea has yet to encounter. Your theory proves correct, that is. While there's no guarantees, it certainly beats the current strategy of rushing forward blindly with only your strength to carry the day. For your own sake as well as ours, please unearth whatever information you can. Will do. Okay, Elpis. Let's head back to Crystarium. When you go to Elpis for the first time, there's one NPC that talks about the second panda boss. It's foreshadowing, since the raid was not even out yet. Huh. Interesting. Did not know that. Alright, let's go to Elpis. And we're back. You only notice when playing with your alt. Huh. Oh, this is pretty. It's purple. Yeah, Win would love this. I know I love it. As a fellow purple lover. It's probably more noticeable when you already know what they're talking about. Yeah, I really want to go back and just do like all of the yellow quests again. I think once I finish MSQ, I'll probably take time off and just play on my own time and just do some of the yellow quests, I guess. Just read the flavor texts of like all the areas I've been to before. Hey, Themis. I did not expect to meet you here of all places. You seek records of Pandaemonium's creations. Master Themis has just finished perusing the very same. I should not be surprised that we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I've saved you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Ah, so you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives, but perhaps instead I'll just rest a spell. If there's anything else, I shall take my leave. As should we, for I have undone the warning sigil blocking the entrance to Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an out of speculation, a suspicion, while awaiting your return. Fortunately, while Pandaemonium's protective warps continue to be assailed by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Erich's capacity to keep watch over Abyssos while I'm away. He works diligently to master internment, that he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. Thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter. More idle suspicions that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it will not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come, he's agreed to meet us near the Neas to Pandaemonium. even after the post the base Endwalker cutscene of him being introduced here in Elpis, like there's something about Themis, like aside from like my a little bit suspicions, but there's definitely more to him than he's leading on, because like he just suddenly like he just knows like how to handle like how to seal Aspedalos, and he's friends with Azem. Like he just generally feels more important. He's also wearing the white robes too, because don't people who isn't that for people who like retire? From what I can hear, from what I remember from the convocation, because normally like researchers and people here like wear black robes, and people who kind of retire or get ready like to pass on, like they wear the white robes, like Vana did. Previous boss was a Castlevania-style vampire. It's unfortunate that summoners in this game don't wield whips. Having a whip weapon would be interesting. Would be fun. Because generally whips were kind of like an early FF staple weapon in the game. So were hammers too, but I think goldsmiths really count. If you have crimes, every job can use it. I sadly do not have crimes. I'm a vanilla bitch. As I pondered our expedition into Pandaemonium, I cannot help but be mystified by how strongly the warders we have encountered felt for La Habrea, whether it be for good or ill. Abyssos and Erich were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looks to his father with bald hatred. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this. Such extreme emotions toward a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I felt gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we're all equals in the larger picture of the star. This view is not unique to myself, it's more or less accepted as a way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandaemonium seek to view La Habrea with a feeling approaching obsession. Whether driven by love or hate, they all have been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of the facility's particulars I found troubling besides. I decided the best course of action would be to go straight to the source, pose my questions to a member of the wards of La Habrea. My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandaemonium. Wish to know its origins. Indeed, in particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandaemonium was built directly under Elpis. The facility is overseen by the words of La Habrea, after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first I thought it would be simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be easily ushered into their new homes. Imagine my surprise when a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the words of La Habrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited information, I cannot help but feel that the Academia Iander would have been a more fitting locale. What does Elpis have that cannot be found there? These are fitting questions, ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandaemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When it was first built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmise, the majority of creations kept within Pandaemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet as the years passed, interests changed. Failures in creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis's paradoxically drew the attention of Pandaemonium researchers. That's quite the change, and in fact it almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is it that decides which creations will be the subject of research? Master La Habrea. Such authority is reserved for the chief keyword. He has taken it upon himself to step into that role. So if Pandaemonium resources were being misused, it would be under La Habrea's authority, correct? La Habrea being stinky again? I know not what you're suggesting, but the keywords also hold some sway within the facility. Not even Master La Habrea would be free from their scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Although I admit it, as of late, their communication has been somewhat sporadic. We have but recently received a report from one of the keywords stating that all is well within Pandaemonium's halls. Really, and you're certain that a keyword sent it? So these keywords are above La Habrea, apparently, in Pandaemonium. Yes, of course, our communications suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you the words did their due diligence in confirming that the identity of the sender. So from what I can gather here, they're basically saying like the keywords are in control of Pandaemonium. The keywords are below La Habrea. And they're basically saying everything is fine, don't worry, even though like we know like there's something deep within Pandaemonium that's kind of causing issues, I guess. Thank you, this information will be helpful to my investigation. That'll be all for my prying. I shall take my leave. While you are permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate. Be remiss to disturb them longer than is necessary. All is well, a blatant lie, and to that we can both attest. One of the remaining keywords is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversaries sent that report, but 'tis plain that we must return to Pandaemonium with haste. The keywords are, "This is fine" meme. Pandaemonium's researchers received creations from Elpis. Over the years, their focus shifted towards creations too flawed even to be considered for submission. Okay, so they didn't even bother, like, their main goal to submit them to the world. They just wanted to research them for their own ends. A recent report from a keyword indicated that nothing is amiss in the facility. Themis hurries to Abyssos, where Erich keeps a lone vigil. Okay, so pretty much sussy stuff is happening. I cannot guess as to why the false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyword to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand. We would be remiss to leave Erich at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Not quite. I've traced these sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain the spell. And now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. Oh, hi. There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. You allow this familiar to catch you unawares. Have you set your sights so high that as to forget you walk upon the earth? I know this creature, a familiar of the Phoenix, but that monster is locked away. That it is, in spite of the trouble I went to bring it, I might add. Begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form if you must, but with control of Asperdalos wrestled from my grasp, it is simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you and will make you pay for the chaos you've sown. Now, there's no need for such hostility. Calm heart stays the course. The wisdom of La Habrea, your father. And how would you know what a wisdom he speaks? I've heard those words many times, the scolding of a tutor whose students struggle to grasp the most rudimentary lessons, seething with disgust. No. I've not told that to anyone, not even keyword Hesperos. That could only mean one thing. That you still insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, La Habrea. Oh. At last you move to keep up. Pity that you remain behind nevertheless. What? As you are aware, always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate deigned to offer an escape, you will remain here. You're bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair, though although you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandaemonium's great experiment. It's the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? You shall. Take pride in that and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What? What wish? Come and all shall be revealed. All this rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our desires align more than you know. What are you? Uninvited guests join our reunion. It seems fortune no longer favors you. Do you think I have any interest in listening to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I'm no longer a child, and my faith lies with those who have earned it. Like me. So these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. It is plain there are worthier subjects to contend with. Just what was that familiar after? Thank you. If you'd shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what had become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There is but one person who could hold thrall over familiar, creation, and keyword alike. Damn it, La Habrea is always causing trouble. From A Realm Reborn, even to now. Masks of the Father. Erich is certain he knows the identity of Pandaemonium's assailant. So there can be but one conclusion. La Habrea was the driving force behind this chaos from the start. Color me surprised. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from men and beasts with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the complication and the words, his relatively minor role as chief keyword comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by the La Habrea I know. You have met him, yes? Do you think he's capable of this? Don't give me a choice. Don't give me a choice. I mean... Damn it. La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Yeah, like body possession. La Habrea is capable of far more than you know. Is he? So you believe La Habrea to be a man of few scruples, if it brings his goals closer in reach. That alone should be enough, but let me assure you, La Habrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be one to let emotion stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Oh my god, I just thought of something. Well, we'll let the cutscene finish, but I have a thought. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are ever unorthodox, they seem guided by a firm understanding of what is just. Thoughts? Yeah. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into Pandaemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery ourselves. A wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Nod. Then we must move forward with no excess of caution. La Habrea, or whomever is behind this, has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandaemonium, but safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Agreed, let us make our way through Abyssos, one careful step at a time. I shall stay behind Erich's side in case our enemies think to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard? I may need 7 friends to help, but as a precaution I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the keyword's magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the shackles somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Abyssos, the 5th circle. Alright, let me know if you're interested in joining me for the 5th circle. But yeah, as I was saying, I had a thought with La Habrea. Going back to like all the way to A Realm Reborn, And I'm wondering, because like this game does a really good job of kind of like tying into like little details. Like they always like address like little like things you may not have noticed before, or little like plot points. Like I like the fact that the game kind of goes back to kind of like address them eventually, like as you do like expansion content. One of the very first cutscenes we had starting the game had us emerging in the ethereal sea, basically being born like by Heidelin, and then that cutscene showed us facing off against Inacian, La Habrea, and us, me starting as a thaumaturge, pulling out an enchanted staff and smiting La Habrea. I'm wondering if that's going to have some kind of connection to this story, if La Habrea is going to be like the big bad here. And that's like a Vanas situation of her basically creating us to become the Warrior of Light. I wonder if we're going to have like some kind of connection to La Habrea, to the beginning of the first Realm Reborn cutscene of us facing off against him. Because like I feel like with this game in particular, like the writing and how it goes, I think there might be like some kind of connection, I guess, but either that or it was probably just a dream of us in the carriage, I guess. I don't know. Like the game is really good at with shit like that. Like I really love that. Okay, I should probably go outside, I guess. Let's head outside. Nifty that the thaumaturge had that weapon. I only seen a few of those scenes, but I suppose they vary it well. Alright, which area is closer? Let's go to the Pointy Oinky. Pointy Oikos. I call it the Pointy Oinky. But yeah. Hello. I'm gonna DPS. Howdy, howdy. And while we're waiting, I'm going to take a break here and run ads. So this might be like a little lengthier break as we wait for more people. But if not, we'll do a party finder and see how it goes. But yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, hello, we're back. I would have liked to join but can. No, I'm sorry, Amika. Is your NA alt still in Shadowbringers, or like where is your character at currently? Let me see. I think it's just gonna be the two of us, actually. Okay, that's fine. It's in late Endwalker. Alright, that's fine, no rush. Let's check out the, or let me do a ready check, if you're ready. We'll just queue in like this. Let's see how long the queue time is. Hey, Abyssos, the 5th circle. Less than 5 minutes. Okay. We'll give it maybe 5 minutes. We're fine? Okay. While we're doing that, I'm gonna read this here. The identity of Pandaemonium's assailant is yet unknown. Ericonius makes no effort to hide his doubts concerning La Habrea. We suspect his using the infernal prison for private experimentation. As if to confirm to the warden's suspicions, a familiar appears in the halls of Aspedalos. claiming to be none other than the chief keyword himself. The creature mocks you with cryptic warnings before vanishing, leaving naught but questions in its wake. Their answers beckon from the shadows of Abyssos, daring brave souls to seek them out. Alright, Abyssos, the fifth circle. Hey, let's go. No, my DMV photo. Well, that happened. Okay, music. Proto Carbuncle. Holy crap. Friends, to me. I'm gonna fix my portrait. Ruby Karos creates cells of light. Ruby Carbuncle, interesting. Conspiracy theorist. Interesting. Oh shit, I'm down. Oh hey, convenient arena down in the bottom. Oh man, these are so much fun. I love these raids. Hi Berlanti, welcome in. Would you want to join us if you're available? And it's almost dead. These fights should be mine mandatory. Yeah, if we get 8 people, we'll do the mine. Yeah, but right now it's just the 2 of us. Okay. And it's Hans. GG. I might be able to do a couple. Let me check in after I get a couple things done. Yeah, no worries. I'll just be questing here. Pretty straightforward fight. It's pretty fun. I do want the item offer gear for glam. Nod. Alright. Thank you. Read. We skipped the main mechanic. People sad. Thankfully, we do have friends who will go through this, so we'll probably see it. Alright, let's go. So this is where research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Erich and I were conveyed not far from here. Seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Even alone, you are forced to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious. I might observe you further. Screw it, next one I'll go with a job that I don't know how to play. Hi. Well, the circumstance is different. I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long. But I believe we can forego introductions unless I misread you. Huh. Am I supposed to know who you are? That would probably be a Marie answer. Let's go. I'm all too familiar. Paragon. A charming appellation, but I'm afraid I hold no such position. No, I am La Brea of the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. What is this? Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to ether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin ether and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. Would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Erich Themis' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. His mother? Mother? You would dare hide her behind her name? Listen well, Erich. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Oh no. I kinda get the feeling that there's more to her than just passing on. I feel like she's become like some kind of experiment for him. Like, I feel like that's something that's maybe what happened. That's disgusting, if it's true. We shall see. Erich, wait. There's a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are La Brea, why speak with such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request? Themis, was it? A trifle soon forgotten, as are you. I have my answer. Say his name. The La Brea that I knew took pride in the complication and would never suffer its denigration. You sully his station with this farce. Themis, what are you saying? La Brea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real La Brea would never call me by the name Themis. Huh. Which trouble have you got yourself into? Elpis. Okay, so La Brea is a fake. Probably from like Pandaemonium. This is La Brea, and you are Elpis. Imposter. You have no right to claim that form, that mask. Wait, that's Elpis' mask, right? Or... I'm so confused. What? Who? "'Twas a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of La Brea, a man who valued his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have had hinges on that which you so despise. Such trite provocations, I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Erich, listen well. I am Hephaestus, and it is I whom you shall call father. What in the name of creation? This is literally like my reaction to this entire cutscene. What the hell is going on? People throwing names around, people revealing themselves to be other people, like Elpis and La Habrea names throwing, like, what? This is basically like my reaction to this whole freaking thing. Like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. I'm assuming he was calling Themis Elpis, right? So this is basically like them outing this new guy as an imposter. Like, he is the villain here. We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order. Elpis, let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the La Habrea I know. Also, why is Timea not reacting to him being Elpis? I mean, I would have expected like a sudden jump cut to her like reacting to that, but... Okay. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As La Habrea said, I am Elpis, one of the Convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. I know a thing or two about deception myself. I mean, I had a feeling. I saw your cutscene, your voiced cutscene. Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. When the time comes, it shall make my explanation all the easier to understand. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as La Habrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Please, help him. Save him. Distant voice. Okay, what? I need water after that. Readily posed. Yeah, I need a thumbnail for my YouTube video. I still don't understand. I am there with you. I don't know what the hell's going on either. I see Elpis has chosen to keep odd company. Such a vexing composition of aether you possess. As you are aware by now, I am known as Elpis. After my dear friend Azam and I detected irregularities in Pandaemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. They made the Spider-Man meme. I'm sure La Habrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azem nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with her You came with her highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. That somewhere in the world, a guiding star so similar to herself was out there, amused Azem to no end. That somewhere in the world, a guiding star so similar to herself was out there, amused Azem to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in her heart that you would be a formidable ally. I'm assuming this is probably the time when we first came to the pass. Like, somehow maybe Azem sensed us, kind of like how Vinod did when we first got there. So that would kind of make sense. Like she would detect us. Furthermore, I've heard stories that Mistress Vinod, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. Okay, here we go. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story. That is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Aww. I admit my own grasp on what just occurred is somewhat tenuous. Doubtless La Habrea can elucidate matters for us. The keyword's jail. Erich is resolutely avoiding his father's eye. I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, La Habrea. Truth be told, I'd hoped we never would again. But I now see that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is that thing that called himself La Habrea? Why is he the spitting image of your younger self? I find it hard to believe you've only just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandaemonium. Do you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandaemonium, including the fact that Azem and Elpis had taken upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself in the situation. For a time, that was... Imagine my surprise when instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the keywords stating that research and operations were proceeding as usual. While Hephaistos' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. So you knew of his existence from the beginning. I hardly imagined that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the complication. Not without good reason, at least. As you well know, the name La Habrea is but a marker of my station. It is not the name I was born with. Hephaistos has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in manner of speaking. I'm actually thinking back to Eden now. It kind of makes sense now that Gaia's actual name was Logrif. And if we're going like with the Convocation, then like Logrif was a member of the Convocation, so that was the name of her office. So yeah, it makes sense that Gaia was like her actual name. Going back to Eden. Yeah, that's her true name, Gaia. Okay. Kind of like closed that door, that little like plot point that I was kind of wondering about, but pretty nice. Hephaistos had claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way, yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire, all the emotions that we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He is the product of experimentation gone awry. Reminder of the days when I was young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good. It seems time has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, was he right to do so? His words were but the rambling of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endured had warped his view of the world irreparably. Now that he is awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandaemonium's protected wards, he shall invite disaster upon our star. As chief keyword of Pandaemonium, it's my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. What? You will leave the other warders to their doom? It is a choice befitting La Habrea. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It's no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandaemonium, and its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet as you could see by Erich's response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azem and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. Precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. It was the only way I could truly determine the best solution. You need not trouble yourself with that further. Chief keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elpis, are of no consequence. Have you ever taken a moment to consider another path? No. You're spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Timaeus stood against. He's willing to destroy the facility and bring the warders to their deaths. For his duty. Timaeus, is it? A being of such ether as I have never seen. What are you? She's the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to her stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their cells. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Timaeus. As outsiders, we're in a unique position to look upon circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment. What was that you said about being an emissary? Normally, I would pick this. It's too soon to give up on saving the others. I'm honestly more curious about Elpis, to be honest, than La Habrea. What was that you said about being an emissary? That's brilliant. Elpis, the emissary, may speak on our behalf. Should he judge our approach the more sound, even La Habrea would be compelled to listen. As Elpis, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartiality. Yeah, that sounds like you, exactly. My opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you walked with us all this time. You've seen what we've seen. Based on that alone, I trust you'll find the best way forward. Very well, in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandaemonium outright and taking time to rescue its researchers, and yet neither is an impossible task. Therefore, I shall judge the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness Timaeus' might and Erich's resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, only then decide if our endeavor is futile. If such is the will of our emissary, I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandaemonium. You needn't worry about that, we won't fail. You are bolder than I remember. And you're even more tedious than I remember. Timea, come find me when you're finished. Yay, more pressure. Yep. God, what is with these Final Fantasy games and their family squabbles? Erich Thonius is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray, lend an ear to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened. Despite recent developments, our plan remains unchanged. Pray, call me Themis for the time being. It shall put us all in the correct mindset. In fact, I may be coming to prefer that name. You've done all you can with words, only your actions can convince me now. Ah, the sad music. You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, La Habrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. When we first realized the creations had slipped through their bonds, the other keywords did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world. They don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying on their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold. Secrets that would be buried in Pandaemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words, the truth of my mother. While La Habrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not La Habrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think? Does La Habrea, have any regard for the lives of others? Or will he carry out duty with another's blood on his hands? He was always a man who worked from the shadows. I have no idea what he might be like in this age. He once used my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. That was later on, though, but... I would normally pick this option, but I'm just so curious about the, like the callbacks to, the past. He once used my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. What would possess him to do that? Even for La Habrea, such an act would be a black mark against him if it were made known. Can't imagine how much your allies suffered. But it's plain there is much to consider. Thank you, Tamea. It's easier for me to get carried away by emotion where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand, proving to La Habrea that we are capable of saving Pandaemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. Although I'm loath to admit it, he would know more about those depths than any of us, seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities. May deign to help you at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. Despite recent developments, our plan remains unchanged. Okay. Erich appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elpis tells me you share some relation to Azem. Your unusual ether does not mark you as a familiar. It is anything unlike I've seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise. The previous Azem was much the same. In taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Hi, Yolda. Yeah, you did miss the 5th one. I'm sorry. We're gonna be opening up the 6th raid, though, right now, if you'd like to join us. I'm on Sarg. I'm making it easier for people. Just as you and Elpis have conducted yourselves in this matter, the true danger of Azem's nature is its tendency to inflict all those she comes into contact with. Emetsauk said much the same. Trust that I should do naught that would violate my duty. Azem's a goblin, and I love that for us. Yet you frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. How is Carby? Carby went to the gym and did steroids. Yeah, unfortunately we skipped the main mechanic of it because we weren't able to do it mine. We didn't have 8 people for this. We only had 2 at the moment. Although I no longer have control over its many functions, I can yet sense its creations lie within. The chief keywords reach as far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they've been made into fodder for experimentation. Or perhaps they've been transferred to deeper circles. Yet Abyssos would never allow you safe passage. He has left a trial for you to overcome. I speak of hegemony, keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it's unmistakable. Oh, she's pretty. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities within her lie still, there's something else at work. Yeah, we have me, Ali, Gnome, Yolda, and possibly Borlanti, too, if he's finishing up what he needs to do. If I were to hazard a guess, I would say that because we already been twisted into a Hemitheos, jealous against her will. So we may potentially have 5, so 3 spots left. Timea, Themis, we must rescue her from that cruel fate. If we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Erich. I very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. The Sixth Circle. Hegemonia was a woman of reason and logic. She would never be swayed by Abyssos' wretched schemes. Hope she was not made to suffer overmuch. Now we prove our strength, only then can we free the other warders and unveil the truth hidden in Pandaemonium's shadows. Let us not change a strategy that has served us so well thus far. Bring Hegemonia to heal Timea, and Erich and I shall inter her when the time is right. Alright, let's head out. Let's meet at Anagnorasis. Yeah, right here. And to 6 is the only savage ever. I have purple funny numbers. Hello. Does anyone else want to join us? Berlanti, what's your status? Lahabrea insists that the only way to save the star from the horrors lurking within Pandaemonium is summary destruction. However, Themis and Erich succeed in convincing the chief keyword to allow you a chance to prove the worth another way. You're tasked with interring Hegemony, the keyword of Abyssos and master of creation magics in her own right. Succeed in this, and you may continue your journey into the facility's deeper circles. Fail in Pandaemonium, along with its warders and creations, shall be reduced to nothing. The great irony is that it was with your ult. You cleared P9S twice. Your ult is literally better at the game than my main. Alright, let me fix my portrait because, yeah. Right, there we are. Okay, let's do a ready check then we'll queue in. Nilta? Hi, Bond. Welcome in. How are you today? We're raiding. Ready? Okay. 5 minutes. Not bad. Going warrior for the meme? Oh god. You have no idea how this plays. Just do damage and heal yourself. First you Unga, and then you Bunga. Exactly. Rating day. Uh-huh. Abyssos, the sixth circle. My friends are my power. Hegemony. Ew, the freaking tendrils go into like her mask eyes. That's creepy. One of these is not like the other. Yeah, we got 3 Reapers. Ow. Rot from the inside out. A parasite attaches itself to you. Oh, I'm glad I was facing that way. Okay, awesome. Ow. Whoops. Thank you. Waste away. What the hell? That was weird. Nice. Cannot measure against a keyword. Okay, mechanics. Alright. This song is really good. Okay, here. GG. That was fun. Nod. Alright, very nice. Thank you guys. I do want this stuff, as a heads up. Alright. Yeah, I will be doing a photo at the end of the fourth, or sixth? The end of the 8th raid, and then the end of the 12th raid today. Yeah, thank you guys. Let's continue. As is to be expected, Erich appears quite pleased with our victory. I could sense from here that hegemony has been contained. The effect of Abyssos' tinkering is even more dire than I imagined. We've won. The keyword is sealed away and alive this time. La Habrea can't deny us now. Alright, very nice. I did need to snooze an ad, so I think we'll take an ad break here, and we will continue on and open up the next raid if anyone would like to party up with us. So I'll be right back. It really is Unga Bunga. I could Falcleve more than anything else. Warrior is really addicting. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, hello, we're back. Moving on up, let's continue. Servant of Violence. Erich seems eager to dispel La Habrea's doubts. Our plan was a success, although I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemony has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our methods. You have the right of it. I am not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Moreover, this being, aether as thin as retreating mist, unable to wield creation magics, yet powerful enough to subdue a Hemitheos, has made this ordeal far more interesting. Then we have leave to continue. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others to risk. It would be best to proceed without him, for failure would have consequences that reach far beyond Pandaemonium. And of whom do you speak? A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send you all to your doom. As long as we each do our part and look to the allies by our side, even a neophyte can upraise his companions. That's something that Timea and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I am inclined to agree. My investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path, and to act before that path lies close to us. Then tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Abyssos in chains, that is the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandaemonium would rid us of him. The cost is far too great. And I admit I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. Yeah, he had a feeling. And there we have it. We must leave this place at once, and do not think to set foot in Pandaemonium again. You're capable, that much is plain, yet Abyssos cannot be suffered to live. I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's mind. Life flows in a cycle, this is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a new journey to embark upon. You can't be ignorant of the folly of Abyssos' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Abyssos has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. Think, Erich. You always explained that he's merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure your worth of your colleagues' lives? What was that foolish bring about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother. Please, such bars will get us nowhere. We should first discuss. No, he's ready to erupt. You would call me fool? You who murdered your wife in service of your ambition? For the sake of the star, no doubt? I could hear it again, that voice inside my head. I know who to follow. Abyssos, father. Mother, I love you so, and this voice will guide me to you. We lost him. No, listen not, Erich. Apologies, you tell me that a calm heart stays the course. I could never even grasp the rudder. I feel like the voice is his mother. Like, that's just a suspicion I have. La Habrea did nothing wrong. Stop. This was Hephaestus' work, there could be no doubt. It seemed he learned from his previous failure. La Habrea did a lot wrong. Yeah. He did have a point. Yeah, Erich was a little, like, emotional, and La Habrea was trying to, like, protect him in a way, yeah. Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Erich made short work of his reason. The moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage simmering below the surface. It was but a matter of time until it spilled forth. That was when he fell into the spell's embrace. Magic woven with such skill that Erich himself failed to notice until it was too late. If this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other keywords had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless, Hephaestus' magic fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. There's something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? I feel like it's his mother. As I thought, someone was trying to warn Erich, but whom? But it had been one of the keywords. Alas, the warning arrived too late. It had already provoked Erich's past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could but scorn the boy. And Hephaestus knew that. And now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There is time yet to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos. Give us a firm foothold in which to brave Pandaemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Let's kick some butt. Just as with Hesperos, Erich is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that we will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear, La Habrea. Pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. I can only assume one more keyword lies in wait. Always remember that it was La Habrea who gave Floridan the means to summon the Heavensward. It was because of him, husband got the hero smile.
Time is weird.
It is. Thank you, Win. Welcome in. So it is because of him, husband got the hero smile. How are you, Win? Still working? I do plan to do all of these today. So we're on the 7th battle, the 7th raid, out of 12. So there might be time for you to possibly join us, maybe. Yeah, today's gonna be a long stream for sure today. The deepest level of Pandaemonium is called Tartaros, and your passage shall be challenged not only by a keyword. I'm sorry, still working. Hephaestus lays laid traps in every corner of its halls. You have no hope of surviving past the threshold. Another 2 hours? Aw, okay. That I expect is where Timea shall shine. Her dissolute ether shall allow us to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect. Doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. I love that you did read Tartaros. We all know she is the true evil. Yeah. I did her Grand Endeavor quest. She is slowly building her monopoly of evilness. Time is of the essence. Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match the keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses in your leisure. Agreed, however, clarity will be indispensable to our success. I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. We have yet to discern to what end Abyssos would use Erich. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Erich's feelings for his mother? While I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead as anathema, you act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friend and drive our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? Oh yeah, call him out. So you got that housing item. Yes, I did. I also unlocked the portraits too, if that's what you're talking about. I do acknowledge it. I only wish to spare those that feel it still greater pain. Did you mean to protect Erich with your silence? So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child. So you drove your own son over the edge. La Habrea did everything wrong. So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child. After what La Habrea has put me through, I'm being vicious with him. How dare you? How dare you? No, you're right. The blame for Erich's fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well, I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us had been laid low. Keep in mind, I have not streamed for like 2 weeks. I've not done the Tartarus quest for like 2 weeks, so if we're talking about a different housing item, then my memory's fuzzy, so I possibly got it. Probably have to go back to my house and look around then, I guess. The remaining keyword is Agdistis. She has served in Pandaemonium since its inception. Her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Abyssos knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has ridden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your aether means it'll be trivial to send you directly to Agdistis. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, so I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with ground on which to fight, phantom allies to aid you. As for the internment, I have yet to think of a foolproof method. Interment shall not be necessary. From here I could sense Agdistis' essence, but is scarcely recognizable. If Abyssos was more ambitious with her than he was with hegemony, she has been transfigured such that briefly a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what a mercy the underworld will be to her. And put her to death then. Seventh circle. Alright, anyone you want to join us? I shall establish control of Abyssos while keeping an eye on your battle. When dust is settled, Abyssos will have nowhere left to flee. I sense that Abyssos has come close to perfecting his image of a Hemetheos, which means his research is in its final stage. Alright, let's go back to Anagnorisis. Hello. Might have one from Discord. Okay. We have time. Alright, let me check my messages. Is this the friend? Your Merc is here. Is this the friend? E? Okay. Welcome in. Yeah, your Merc is here. I see what you did there. Now if we can get 3 more. Hi, Raz. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Yeah, I'm gonna DPS. I don't know what Borlanti's status is, but that's fine. Okay, I'm still gonna ping Discord. Or actually, let me do the FC. See if anyone else is interested. What's this called? P7N, right? Best we could do is can't find anyone, maybe a party finder. Well, I'm gonna ping the FC and see what happens. LFG. Raid. Very nice. Hehe. Labeled midnight level. Alright, while we wait, I pinged my FC. If they'll be interested. So I'm gonna read this. Erich's mind falls into the hands of the enemy. He's spirited away to Tataru, Tataros, Pandaemonium's deepest circle. The only path to his rescue goes through Abyssos. Even more so now than they have been augmented by Abyssos' endless experimentation. To deliver her soul from suffering and bring Erich to safety, you must face your most daunting foe yet. Yeah, I really like the glam changes. Okay. Like, I've been going through Shadowbringers with Andromeda, and she's a scholar, but whenever I do dungeons, like, I always alternate between Summoner and Scholar, but I could use the same glam because it's the same... You could use the same book glams for it. So her appearance does not change at all, and I really like doing that while I go through cutscenes. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think we're gonna queue in then, I guess. So, get ready. I'm gonna do a ready check, or that's someone else? Nope. Alright, do a ready check. 7 circle. Awesome. I do want to move through these like relatively quickly because like I have like 5 more of these I have to do today. And yeah. And plus there's like a lot of the story too that you have to go through in between each one. Alright, Abyssos, 7 circle. Oh, purple. That's creepy. Agdistis. That's horrifying. Lovely. My friends are my power. Alright, whenever you're ready, go for it. Oh, nice. If you will not leave, then you shall become mine. Oh, that was close. Platform crumbles. Was this the song that dropped during the first the 5th raid? The Orchestrion row? No? Okay. Sense convergence of ether. Beware where they may spawn. The life forms remains from the fruit. Emerge from the fruit. Oh. Oh. My bad. Y'all really love this song, don't you? Hi. Thank you for the res. Almost dead. We got this. GG. At least you do. Yeah, good song. Uh-huh. Behold, tree. This is my friend, Tree. I am Groot. I am Steve Rogers. GG. Yeah, thank you guys. Alrighty. The song from Carby recommends... I have a recommended gear to grab for Glam. I'll link it in party. Okay. The song from Carby is the instrumental version of that song. Okay. Alright, let me respond to a message here first. Yeah, it was a fun fight. A little more platform heavy, I guess, too. Alrighty, let's continue. Got an achievement? Congrats. Completing 50 duties as a warrior. I was not joking when I said I don't play this. The moment Abyssos was slain, the flow of ether and Pandaemonium focused keenly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts through which we could quickly convey ourselves. It was almost as if we were ushered here. The space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a keyword would have been able to detect it, and even then with great difficulty. Ergo. It was Erich. Or her. If only I could restore Tartaros to order. I'm afraid this is the most I can manage with such power as remains to me. It's been too long, Master La Habrea. Likewise, keyword Abyssos. Should not be surprised you were able to break free of Abyssos' spells, even diminished as you were. It was not an easy task, even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that are all too easy to become lost in. Only by chance did a fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through the madness. And thus am I able to appear before you now, even while my body was powerless to resist Abyssos' commands. Some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance, even managed to speak to the outside world. The report, that was you. Was her. Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I've called out to you. The hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing to hopelessness. But I have greater purpose here than simply saying my farewells. There's something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present. Forgive me for what I'm about to do, Master La Habrea. The story must be told. 'Tis the only way to understand understand Abyssos' fixation on Erich. No longer can you hide your heart away. Abyssos? No, the mask marks him as La Habrea. Master La Habrea has brought an end to Lady Athena's life, and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions within Abyssos. These are my recollections of the moments following. You truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Erich. My lesser half is now buried where none can find it. It would be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit so, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Erich believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He cannot bear the truth. His dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Or are you willing to accept your son's hatred? That is what comes to pass, so be it. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul mere tools, to be used and discarded. Huh. Even were I to tell him what his mother plotted, he would never seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me, or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt, free to serve the star far from his parents' shadow. His mother? Huh. His mother was plotting. Erich loved his mother more than life itself, and yet, what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is La Habrea's nature. Every action, every word a solution to life's great dilemmas. None to spare for his own. What I reveal to you is but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to La Habrea to paint the rest for you, and for Erich, I hope. Thank you, Agdistis. I always admired you, you know. What choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens? Abyssos has doubtless sensed that his final keyword has fallen. He should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. If we're to face him, we must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. Oh, let's see. Pretty nice. 640. Healing. was so bad for Agdistis. Yeah. It was Erich's hatred of his father that caused him to fall victim to Hephaestos' magic. Yet the roots of that hatred were born from a son's love. A love nurtured not by a mother caring for her offspring, but by a researcher creating the ideal test subject. Pandaemonium abounds with demons indeed. You want the Diable version so bad. We have to do P11S Savage. Yeah, in the first raid tier, there was the Fending like outfit that I really want. Like it was initially white, but I love the dyed version of it. But you have to do the Savage version for that one, which I'm kind of like, I want it, but it again Savage. Yeah, the robes. Yeah. Agdistis was ever a bold woman, ever in her final moments, that she would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. I could think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. Jeez. That shouldn't be hard to unsync now. Okay. One final wish. La Brea would speak further of Athena's fate. The vision you saw told the story far more eloquently than I ever could. One sec. Athena was consumed by her research and was willing to sacrifice her own child if it hastened her progress. She did not offer him a position here out of a sense of love or pride. It was merely because she knew he would be the most pliable test subject. I see now why you hid the truth from him. I cannot say with certainty that Erich could handle the weight of such betrayal, after holding his mother on a pedestal for so long. Unfortunately, it seems that not even her death has ensured his safety. Hephaestos has taken up Athena's research and succeeded in creating Hematheoi. I know not what his ultimate end is, but his plan is connected with the resurrection of Athena. That knowledge alone is sufficient to direct our next course of action. As for the rest of your story, we shall hear it after we return to Erich to safety, in accordance with Agdistis' last wish. Very well. I can at least assure you that finding him shall prove relatively simple now that Hephaestos can no longer bend Pandaemonium to his will. There is but one place left for him to find refuge, the Black Heart of Tartarus, where Athena built her testing compound. We can assume that Hephaestos will offer fierce resistance. I must focus my every effort on securing a safe means of approach. We got this. A lot of mechanics would wipe you if a single person was dead. Oh boy. P11 Savage was brutal at content. Jeez. Even when we were on the 3 tiering the first tier, sync was very easy. Skipped about half the fight. We have noticed go through the Pandaemonium series. We should try a Glam Farm party. I'd be down for that. Yeah, at this moment she's only done 2 raids, so she'll probably do the next ones on Sunday, I think. Unfortunately, I won't be there because of work, but La Brea, I would ask that you assume the duty of summoning Timaea's Phantom Warriors. I have no objections. My ability to fight with Tartaros would be greatly diminished in any case. You know, it'd be really funny. Like if like if like notice like she as she goes through these and she summons her allies. How about we all just show up like in random like costumes, like the giant chocobo, the tomberry, like the big Namazu or something. Just wear like the weird costumes and outfits. Just say that like La Habre's imagination has gone wild or something. Would be really funny. To be honest, the idea of trying to do P12S sync makes you a bit nauseous. I could not watch, and I was like, shoot, I lost half a Pandem. I understand the app. P12S isn't that bad. Yeah, like if Notice summons her Phantom allies, it's just us in random like Chocobo Namazu, like goblin outfits, like in costumes, I guess, like a giant chicken, a giant bunny, just fighting alongside her. That'd be cute though. The hell you say? However, I wish to deal the final blow to Abyssos myself. There's no need to dirty your hands with such a deed. I've been trying to do it on sync and it makes you cry. Ah. I take it then you have no intent to steal him away as before. The present I felt when I encountered Hephaestus bore little resemblance to the entity I created. By his own hand he's become something far more wicked. The same magics that once shackled him may very well shatter before the power he wields. My pride as a researcher, I am loath to repeat the same mistake twice. Not see these events play out again, so he must be extinguished. Better than P8S. Well then, I shall open the way forward. May we finish this together. Abyssos, the 8th circle. The end is in sight. Return to me safely, friend. Go back to Anagnorisis. We do have one more joining us, so I will invite him. Hello. Whoops. I misclicked, sorry about that. Hi, Eric. Okay, I think we're good now. How are we doing on time? If you're up for mine, maybe a party finder would fill fast. Okay, let's... Yeah, we'll set up a party finder then. But I do need to run ads, actually. So, I will do that after, though, because I have to run ads here and get them out of the way. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Just gonna run ads, and then we'll start the party finder.
Erechthonios is mine, heart and soul. And with your death, none will be left to stop me.
Hephaestus. Okay, gang. My friends are my power. Oh no, he saw it. I have a sound for that.
Oh no, he's hot!
Yeah, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison. From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Reminds me of Ranjit.
Leave naught but ash in your wake. Let seep sorrow into your heart. A fitting death. Behold the fruits of sacrifice. You will know my rage.
It's stand in the middle, I guess. Oh, I could hear the Realm Reborn music, from the La Brea battle. Good voice too. Yeah.
Perish in flames and race. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Oh no, Raz.
From fulgent
Ow.
flame my servants rise. I tire of this farce.
Also, I just noticed that's Suzaku. The Phoenix with them.
I shall see my wish fulfilled. You are afraid to be consumed.
Alright, nice.
Sheer flesh from bone. Leave naught but ash in
fine.
your wake. Let seep sorrow into your heart. The fruits of sacrifice. You will know my rage. Fools praying before a god.
Oh, what hit me? Thank you. Got it from the wall. Okay, thank you.
Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger. Fulgent flame, my servants rise. I tire of this farce. I shall see my wish fulfilled. You are prey to be consumed.
Away. Awesome. Hi Zeliphy, welcome in. Welcome raiders. We're raiding at the moment. How are you? How was stream? My name is Annie. Yeah, how was your stream? Welcome in everyone. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome in. I'm going through Endwalker for the first time. We're Pandaemonium raiding at the moment. Can we get a shout out, please?
Leave naught but ash in your wake.
Yeah, we're doing this mine at the moment. I will greet you guys in a bit.
Sorrow into your heart.
Yeah, what are you guys up to? Stream is good, so you're doing Pandaemonium. Thought this would be interesting to watch. Yeah, welcome in, guys.
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Okay, and then
Out of my sight.
middle. And GG. Gaze of the Abyss. Yeah, welcome in Rogue as well, and Sally. Photo after, if you guys want to. Pandaemonium Abyssos complete. Alright. Good job, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Wee haha. Alright, give me all this. Alright. Alright, guys. Yes. Water the Erich. Alright. Sit. Okay, and then let's do grip pose. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was a lot of fun. Alright. I will be continuing the next 4 raids in a bit. But yeah, Zalep, what game are you playing? Are you a FF14 fan? That's a good shot. And then angry. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, guys. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Let's head out. I'll head out then. Haida and bless the safety shorts. I know, right? Oh yeah, before we continue cutscene, let me give you a shout out. Yeah, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I do like Final Fantasy XIV RPGs in general. I'm going through Endwalker for the first time. Don't know if that worked or not, but let me do this. Yeah, in terms of MSQ, I am going to start 6.5 Endwalker next week. So I'll be finishing Endwalker, like MSQ Endwalker, and then I'm going to take like an extended break from MSQ FF14 with Tamea, my main here, for a couple months, and then I'll start Dawn Trail later on in the year. But I do want to play other games too, like other Final Fantasy games, like 16 and 3, and then the 7th remake series, Rebirth, as well, which I've also bought recently. So I will be pausing with my main. I will be playing Endwalker again, though, with another alt, so that'll be a second stream, but I'm looking forward to the other FF games after Endwalker. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Alright, let's continue. Also, let me... for our rando, if you're here... Thanks. I don't know if the rando is still in our party or not, but I just want to thank them. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Alright, let's continue. The chain of events that led to this moment began with my error. When out of mercy I confined you here. Now I break it and leave no trace of you behind. This is not over. I see you will not go peacefully. Oh boy. Even a cast-off would uphold his pride, though such an impulse must speak to the overwhelming arrogance of my other half. The name Hephaestos shall grow to eclipse yours. None shall remember the deeds of La Habrea once I fulfill Athena's ambition and bring Erich's dream to life. You speak as if you care a whit for the boy. Why then do you cower behind him? There are some desires which not must be realized. Athena would see the world destroyed if she meant she could find hers in the ruins. As for Erich... he knows not what his wish would beget, a truth which you have hidden from him. Do you truly believe a father's role is to deceive and manipulate? Okay, some character development. My wish? You would claim the name Hephaestos and call yourself his father, yet you bind his mind and body in dark chains. Your words and your pride ring hollow. Athena wanted her son by her side, and he desires to return there. What wickedness is there in mending a broken family? Athena cared not for Erich, beyond how he could serve her own ends. You claim to be acting in his interests, but 'tis plain you're no different. As I had ushered Athena to her end, I vowed that my sole mission in life would be to guide the star true. In service to that vow, I silenced the whispers of my heart. I could not nurture a son, whilst an entire world looked to me for guidance. For that choice, I bear the responsibility. Yet he is still my son, and I'll not suffer you to seduce him with false hope. You, who naught but the bitter dregs of Athena and I, the very worst of us. Mother, no, she... Then who? How did I? Come back to us. I hear you. I owe you, and Themis, an apology. Athena, did you ever... In La Habrea, I will have my say. How his mind was mine. I can't explain to me as words reach me through the haze. I have that effect on people. They rang loud and clear. As did the words of another, in a voice much like yours, but resounding with truth. But when did you master these bonds? Oh, I've even heard much worse. Bro hacked in a Master Ball. Uh-huh. You only get one. Hey! Another crystal. Erich? It appears my failures have borne fruit after all. did well, son. Where are we? With Hephaestus' essence contained in the crystal, we may safely return Erich above. We would bind Hephaestus with only half his senses intact. I quite understand his adeptness in the art of internment. It was hardly what I had in mind, but a feat deserving of praise nonetheless. Awesome. Truth and perfect. Lahabrea is looking at Erich with concern. If there are no trace of Hephaestus' poisons in your mind, and for a blessing, it appears your body is none the worse for wear. I made my way back here as soon as I could. I can no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandaemonium's barriers have ceased. Are we rid of him for good and all? Yep. I see. Despite his muddled senses, Erechthonius felt that to seal Hephaestus away was proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew something had to be done, so I acted. Lahabrea, was this how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed, he was naught but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away. A mass of ether without a material vessel. Storing his essence within a crystal was the most logical choice. Be right back, dinner? Okay, I get the feeling it's gonna be a while to the next, to the 9th raid, so I think you have time. And then I'm gonna take an ad break in between the 2nd and 3rd tier too, because I have to get my my job set up. On that matter, I believe the time has come for you to share the rest of your tale of Hephaestus' creation and Athena's end. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me. But hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here, and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Wards of Lahabrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. You see, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarity, though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we have ever been bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Okay, let me reread this. The means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we are ever bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Okay. Such limitations as we were not meant to surpass, she sought to enter the realm of gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails, let alone the courage to attempt it. For most, the thought would be an idle fancy, considering once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of the Wards of Lahabrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. I don't like where this is going. Like with him talking to us and that freaking obvious Asian mask right there in front of him. Like, and they're talking about soul manipulation. I don't like that they're talking about this. I'm intrigued though. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers throughout the ages. It's during these musings that I began to formulate a theory, the means by which a person could meld with a creation. The weakness of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the result could be something greater than we've ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I develop it further. Curious about every detail along the way, our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. I take it I was born not soon after. Okay, my brain is kind of thinking again here, kind of speculating about this entire raid series and about the purpose of it. I have some suspicions, though, about lore going forward about this, but let's continue. Just so, I believe she bore true affection for me. I was blind to her hidden intentions. When Pandaemonium was built and she requested to lead the researchers, I saw no reason to deny her. Ever setting aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in giving her Pandaemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. It's probably like all a very poorly planned birthday party for La Habrea. I'm gonna be silly, but I know it's impossible with these characters and this particular the ancients here. I would have laughed if La Habrea was a Lalafell. We would call him Lala Brea. Like his father was a Lala Brea. I'm sorry, that was horrible, but anyway. I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. Puns, yeah. When you found out what she was doing, you killed her. I made haste to Pandaemonium the moment I learned these hidden chambers. I left Abyssos to keep watch from Tartarus's vestibule as I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, 'tis best to see with your own eyes. Is that me? You're well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandaemonium are not to be masked. Yet you stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What indeed? So quick you are to rebuke me, though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. You must have known you could not conceal this from myself and Abyssos forever. As well you know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once. Release Erich, else I shall have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other. However, ere my time has come, I will have you know the why of it. Then you will not desist. Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. The feelings of one weighs little against the needs of the entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, though you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as you would a child. You have an interest in my motivations, what possessed Athena, peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great La Habrea, to embark upon her path to her downfall. History will demand an answer, but it is you who deserves one. Give me your hand, La Habrea. That went by so fast. I think I pushed something. Give me your hand, La Habrea. We shall know one another more deeply than ever before. You bonded your souls. Impossible. Aye, that the boundaries between us would cease to be. She offered me everything to be understood. I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment, my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly love me? I am become thee of memory and mind. And I thee. This sounds familiar. Can you feel it? My heart, all that I am. Yes, as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the mysteries of life, to transcend our mortal flesh, and bleed into a higher plane of existence. An unquestionable thirst for knowledge, not a single thought spared for another, for the star. And then this is gonna turn into... oh, never mind. How disappointing. Yet what is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desire remains. And when it takes root, you too shall be consumed by the self-same fervor. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption in my soul ere your rotten insight spreads. Basically seeing the birth of Ascians and the fusion between them. 'Twas my weakness that I let this wickedness fester. But never again. Today I cast aside fickle emotion, abide and by duty alone. I renounce all that I was, and live only as La Habrea. Thus did I forsake the part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions border on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories, you nearly rewrote your very existence. . Rest assured, the change did not go unnoticed by her colleagues in the convocation. Igioram and Emmett Salk in particular made plain the suspicions they harbored. As well as they should have, that you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. Igioram and Emmett Salk were Asians. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think to one day make use of its knowledge it contained? I will not deny such considerations played into my decision, but my main motivation was fear. I never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse should something go awry with the remainder of my soul. In hindsight, to cling to it was a mistake born of doubt. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures and prepared a vessel beforehand that would escape the dregs of my soul. Hephaestus believed he was performing his duty as a husband and father should, yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high. He thought only of seeing his dear Athena live again, that she might finish what she began. Yet for all of that, he and I were alike. We shared a fatal flaw, you see. Our need for control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was enthralled to Hephaestus, you called out to me. What say you now? Does La Habrea speak true? I'm basically seeing the birth of Asians. But yeah, he's right. I did not expect the Pandaemonium raids would have us delve into, like, the beginnings of Asians. Okay, now it's your turn to do the same. I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was best for me, even knowing how I felt about my mother? The La Habrea I know had a fatal flaw, after all. I'm still not convinced. I've said all that I can say. Now it's for you to choose to believe me or not. The La Habrea I know holds duty above all else. I would soon prostrate myself before a erupting volcano, then place my fickle emotions in his path. The raid story didn't start that strong, but grew, yeah? Yeah, I said this before at the start of stream, like, this story did not hook me at all compared to, like, all of the other ones, but since we got into, like, the ASEAN stuff now, like, I'm hooked in. If I didn't make that, like, clear right now, like, yeah, now I'm invested. But yeah, before, like, the first 4 raids were they were fine, but, like, didn't really, like, pull me into the story, I guess. But yeah, now I'm locked in now. When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don that mask once more. So before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say, thank you, Hephaestus. Hehe. I still have a fear though. Like going forward, like our involvement here is gonna come like a full circle moment. Like we're gonna create like, I feel like our involvement in this is gonna create the ASEANs. Like I had that fear of us when we first were in Elpis, and like, what if we trigger the final days or something? Like one of my pre-theories of being here in Elpis, but I kind of have that similar feeling here too, of like us, our involvement here. But we'll see what happens. I've said all that needs to be said. From this moment forward, I pledge that my heart shall not lead me astray. Hephaestus was far more of an imitation of La Habrea. It was quite literally a part of him. But La Habrea to me is a man who thinks of naught but his duty. Casting aside the burden that Hephaestus represented, he should become ever more himself in a way. I've heard enough. There's more I would yet discuss, but we should first return to Pandaemonium's gates. Gather my thoughts on the way. It looks like a DNA, like, what's it called? Like a DNA, like it looks similar to DNA. Like, I don't know the right wording for it. Yeah, thank you. Double helix, yeah. We regain complete control of the facility, but it shall take some time yet things are in working order again. Yeah, DNA sequence. Athena viewed Erich as the ideal test subject. Hephaestus' research must have been very near complete. To seek him out like he did. I owe you an apology, Timea. It was due to my own inexperience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you thanks. If you and Themis hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandaemonium, then I would never have known La Habrea's story, my father's story. It was a tale I too was fascinated to hear. I very much look forward to speaking with the Zem upon my return. I cannot help but wonder how much of this she foresaw. Game, can we please meet a Zem, please? Because that would be nice. I want to meet my ancestor, my fellow goblin ancestor, please. I'm afraid I cannot allow that, Elpis. As long as you retain control of Pandaemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, I shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartaros, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. Never gonna happen, because your Azem is not my Azem. I did have a thought though, like if it was a chance to meet a Zem, figure they would just look like us, I guess. Like I'm kind of expecting like a very tall Timea with human ears, I guess. And like for you, it'd be your cat girl, but yeah. Meeting a Zem would relate to a self-insert. Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Rothgard. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that does not make sense. Ignore me. Yeah, self-insert, yeah. Okay, I understand. That as well. We must learn why I considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments. How he intended to revive Athena. Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, that this mistake never again repeats. I see no reason to gainsay your judgment. Zem belongs to the realm of headcanon and fanfiction. Yeah. And there is the matter of your crystal. However, truth be told, I had not considered the origin until I saw the one containing Epithestos' aether. I'd be struck by how wholly different they were. There is another. While imbuing a crystal with memories is a simple process, storing a message, a warning even, would be something made altogether more complex. This also means that someone besides the present company and Azem was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandaemonium. And why would they not make that themselves known, even now? No threats remain. Come on. Okay. Perhaps it was one of the other warders. We shall question them after they are freed. The task may take some time, but resource I'd rather not steal more from you. Return at your leisure, and we shall share our results then. You've done more than enough for the time being. I am of the same mind. Let us leave the loose ends to us and continue upon your journey. Or if you're so much inclined, take a much-needed repose. This talk of journeys smacks of Absam. As well as it should be, she had pledged to keep moving until she had seen every corner of the world. If you do find yourself a spare moment, you might bring the crystal of yours to La Habrea, and be able to offer further insight. Until then, my friend. Oh yeah, show him the crystal. I shall try my level best to stave off loneliness while you're gone. La Habrea's mask crowns me when I'm transformed. It said we manifest in a way that reflect our innermost selves, and I thought the mask a symbol of the chains that bound my heart. But recent events caused me to reconsider that assumption. The crystal that hangs from Erich waist was a gift from me, made in the hopes that it would spark growth in his aptitude for magic. It is plain he no longer requires it, and I see no reason he cannot wear it a while longer. Oh, we have to go back to Aporia. Okay. Hello, I'm back. Why, if it isn't Timea, excuse me if I'm not my usual chipper self. We have not been without our difficulties in your absence. You see, communication with the airship Professor Claudian commissioned for research was lost some time ago. Now we have quite the lost track of where it might be. Oh, that's, fine. To make matters worse, Nemgigi has sent word of an unusually large amount of energy coming from somewhere within the ethereal sea. I was just on my way to the Aetioscope. In fact, you must come with me. I have a fishing rod. Oh. Okay. That's new. What is that? Is that real? Oh, will you look at that place. Why is it whenever danger visits the world, you're never far behind? Oh, you. I could ask the same about you, actually. And you two, Professor Claudian's assistants, I take it. As you arrived before me, I take it you're involved in this. I would thank you to furnish me with the explanation. Do I have to? Yeah, I still don't fucking like him. While the research summary submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, the details are alarming. Professor's last message indicated he was on his way to Aziz's Law. We know not whether he reached his destination. A rash endeavor even for Claudian. But has he ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment? We have no recourse but to entreat Iscard's aid in searching for him. As for that unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, Pandaemonium was it, cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled so as to minimize panic. We'll gather those with knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further irregularities. You two submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask your assistance at such a time that our investigation has concluded. Very good. Now, if you excuse me, I must apprise the forum of what has occurred here. Just when we needed him most, Professor Claudian remains unaccounted for. He even brought the crystal with him. We're left with scarce few straws to grasp at. While I am but a lowly assistant, even I can see that our two current problems are likely related. The same party or phenomenon be responsible for both. Conversely, I could now see that my inexperienced imagination failed to do Pandaemonium's pitiless spires justice. I can only wonder if the facility itself traversed the ages. Did the creations within do the same? What are the keywords? But answers to these questions shall come in time. I'm sure for now I must do it as Master Fortuno asked and write the report. As for you, Timea, pray get what rest your responsibilities will allow. Next time we call upon you, I wager we shall need you in prime condition. Let's do spell speed. Doesn't matter, I don't care. Alright. Then talk to you. I'm gonna lock this stuff first. For the record, you say, come now, be honest and admit it's safe to sate your own curiosity. I've seen the tomes you left scattered about the laboratory, bestiaries of creatures both real and imagined. I will not, and I dare say should not, deny an intellectual stake in the matter. Surely Timea will understand that a thorough recounting will help Professor Claudian's research as well. Now then, whenever you're ready. Fascinating, as you say. Savage creation you encountered in Abyssos bears more of the similarities to the carbuncle. To be that the arcane entities we know now had their origins in ancient times. Just as curious was your story of the keyword who melded with the tree of legend. Where do the limits of the Hemitheos creation process lie, I wonder? And how do such creatures even survive once melded? cannot help yourself from asking even more questions. What purpose would such knowledge serve? Oh, Rusinard, one day you too shall develop the keen instincts of a researcher. You shall understand that it's impossible not to wonder, once the spark of imagination has been struck. Timea's stories have already set several theories stirring in my mind, and I feel even more bubbling just under the surface. Take Hephaestus, for instance. It will not be a great leap to assume that he has studied the length of the regenerative and death-defying properties of the phoenix. Now, this is just the tip of the proverbial berg. You're free to exercise your imagination all you like. Need I remind you that these reports are meant to be submitted to Master Fortunato himself. I implore you to exercise restraint. Professor Claudium would have encouraged me, you know. He thrives in theories and imagination, but I do understand your point. If I'm to submit such a report to Master Fortunato, I would soon thereafter be forced to write a formal apology. He does not look like someone you want to make mad. Yeah, he might disown you. I was hoping you'd be more supportive to Maya. Very well. I'll include only conjecture that is directly relevant to the contents of the report. She'll set ink to paper and let the wonder of my theory guide my hand, within reason, of course. Cannot help but dream ever larger. No bounds to the mind can imagine. There ever are, let's both strive to find them, Timea. Alright, Savages unlocked. Awesome. Are the Savages soloable? Because I think some of you said that they were. Like, some of them were manageably, like, soloable, I guess. Not yet, I think. Okay. Maybe like when 8.0 comes about, I guess. Alright. Let's... I feel like there's gonna be something here. I think once I finish the raid series. Okay, let's do this. What do we got here for glam? So this is where you get the thing with the ring. Interesting. Pretty nice. Okay, and then maiming helm. Striking. Scouting. Aiming. It's just a recolor, isn't it? Yeah, it's just recolors. Alright. What does this look like? Purgatory. Eh. not really my my type of glam I'd like. Also, I did notice you leave, but if you're still here, thank you, Raz, for the help. Much appreciated. Let's see, unsung relic of a man of. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of these outfits or this armor. Okay, guys. Ads are gonna start. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna start the third tier of Pandaemonium raids. Thank you guys for sticking by me so far. It's already 4 hours. Probably gonna be another 4 hours, I guess. You guys are free to leave if you guys have like other stuff to do, make foods and all that. Like, we'll still queue in regardless here. But, yeah. My goal is to finish today. And that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. I think we'll still have time. For sure, if people want to join us later on. I'm going to snack for a bit. We'll come right back. I will change jobs. And then we'll talk to Rusinode again. And, yeah, we'll start the third tier of Pandemonium. You might go to sleep before finished, so I like to watch. Yeah, no problem. The VOD will be on Twitch if you want to, like, catch up. But I'm still going to go for a little bit longer. But yeah, welcome back, Allie. I will be right back. Alright, guys, hello. We're back. I had to hydrate and snack a bit. Just get my energy up. Like, I still have full-on energy to continue, but... Oh yeah, I am ready to go. For the sake of, like, kind of making things easier for myself, I'm gonna end the recording here. So I'm gonna do, like, a thanks for watching here, just to kind of, like, transition to the next, before I start a new recording here. But, for those watching on YouTube, stay tuned for part 3. I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.